Hi, and welcome back to the channel. We are continuing Attack on Titan. This is season 3, episode 2. The first one was different, I guess you could say. We're getting into some different things here, different territory, a lot more human focused, or at least with, the nobles, and it seems like they have a whole thing, a plot going on. They want to get their hands on both Eren and Historia. Erwin, he was arrested. We didn't even talk about that in the discussion, even though we talked about a lot of things, and trying to articulate our thoughts. It was just so much really went down. It was quite the confusing episodes in some aspects, but yeah, I'm sure there's going to be some explanations along the way, and we're supposed to be sort of confused after that first one. And it ended quite tragically with Kenny the Ripper appearing, someone from Levi's past that he grew up with, or grew as a child. He was staying with this Kenny the Ripper, and we're thinking he learned a lot of the stuff that he already knows from this guy, and that's how Kenny was able to figure Levi's strategy out and killed some of the scouts, which was sad to see. And then it ended with a cliffhanger, of course. With Levi just yelling, Kenny! Not like that. I'm just not gonna yell. It's kind of late here. So what the fuck is gonna happen now? Quite curious about it all. But do you have anything you wanna say before we start? No? Well, then let's just get into it. And you can, of course, always check out our full-length reactions where you can sync up the footage with your own copy of the episode. We also have early reactions for Attack on Titan at the moment, where we are several episodes ahead. It's all over on Patreon, and the link is down in the description below. And here we go. Whoa! Oh. Shit, dude, move fast. And pain. Oh, this guy's about to die.
Yep. Expendable.
Oh shit!
Oh, that was a
fucking tranquilizer. Dart.
Yep.
And he's gone.
Yep.
Oh. Oh fuck, Levi. Yeah, really seems like they did. Fuck, he's moving fast.
Yeah.
So are they.
What?
A few very quick flashbacks there. Oh, he got hit. Come on, dude.
Just a scratch, right?
Yeah. Welcome.
ケンペイ様が悪党を殺しに来たぜ。パンパン。なんだ、いねえのかよ。まだ生きてるとは思わなかったぜ。ケンペイを殺しまくったあんたがケンペイやってんのか。消えた処世術がこんな形で役に立ったとはな。
Okay, yeah, he taught him.
袋のネズミって言葉を俺は教えなかったか。単純だが実際人生を豊かにしてくれるな。趣味だな。趣味か。俺の部下の頭を吹っ飛ぶ。
What sort of fucking hobby is that?
大いなる目的のためなら殺しまくりだ。待て。
Oh!
Oh! Oof! What's that? Just human shields and
Oh!
wow!
Dude, okay, yeah. Just don't mess with Levi.
警視庁からの伝言はこれからは巨人だけじゃなく人と戦うことになる。
Okay. It's all obvious, but yeah.
隊長、やっと死んだんですか？
No.
バカ野郎、死人がどうやって返事するってんだ。どっ ちびなりに成長してたらしい。
よかったですね。
ああ、いいわけねえだろ。俺の夢が遠のいちまうだろうが。
What's your fucking dream, dude? Get him! Oh, okay, well, Levi is already on the job. Oh.
Wow.
Ackerman-chan! 打者に移れ！他は援護だ！
You have to be prepared to kill Sean. Sean! Okay, so maneuver gear specifically made to fight other humans.
エレン・イエーガーとヒストリアの居場所がわからんのでは。
ニック司祭からどこまで情報を得たのかについては。
あまり強引に突っ込めば逆に知らなかったことを教えることになりかねん。
人類検証にのっとって処理すればいい。
レイス教からだ。エルヴィンおよび調査兵団についても手は打ったとある。こちらが動く必要はないと。
これで終了だ。中央は人類の未来を託すに足る存在か否か選ぶのは誰だ。誰が選ぶ。お前は誰を信じる。
エルヴィン、お前何をやるつもりだ。
毎度おなじみの博打だ。
ミカサもこうなったの。
Oh no.
Oh. One thing is killing monsters, titans, but other humans?
Oh, so they did capture them.
They fucking didn't even... Not again. For fuck's sake.
じゃあ一つわからないことがあってごめん。でもなんで先に撃ったのは僕なんだろう。
それは相手が一瞬撃つのを躊躇した。
僕が殺した人はきっと優しい人だったんだろうな。僕なんかよりずっと人間らしい人だった。
アルミン、お前の手はもう汚れちまったんだ。
No turning back now.
には戻れない。
Yeah.
なぜそんなことを。
もし今もお前の手が綺麗なまんまだったらな、今ここにジャンはいないだろう。
It's all choices and trying to live with it.
リヴァイ兵長、俺は人と戦うなんて間違ってると思ってました。でも間違ってたのは俺でした。次は必ず撃ちます。
何が本当に正しいかなんて俺は言ってない。
Yeah.
そんなことはわからないからな。さてと、そろそろあいつらの話を聞かないとな。
Alright. Ready to talk.
あなたとは会ったことがある。彼は町で
Oh, yeah.
会長と呼ばれていました。
That fucker.
俺やあのバカ息子はもちろん部下たちまで何らかの事故に遭って死ぬだろう。
黙って殺されていいのか。破綻寸前のトロストクかなんとか持ってるのは。だが紹介がなくなったら一体何人が冬を越せるだろうな。
まさかあんたらにつけと。
俺たちはどうしてもエレンたちの行き先を知りたい。
それで町と俺の部下が餓死するのを止められるってのか。
保証はしない。ただそのために動くことだけは信用してもらっていい。
Well, that's a gamble, for sure.
エレンがユミルとベルトルトの会話を思い出したんだけど、これが事実だとすれば飛びそうだ。頭が。
Same, Hunchy. Same.
問題は何だ。
早く救出しないとエレンは食われる。
Huh? Get eaten?
By
Who or what?
ここか。
hi.
レイブス貴様。悪いね、旦那たち。
Alright, he proved to be fairly useful. This Reeves guy.
お待たせ。もう終わってないだろうね。
ああ、俺も慣れてなくてな。
サレス、私も人間の拷問は初心者なんだが、 よろしく頼むよ。
待て、とにかく目的を言え。何も聞かずに拷問するやつがあるか。
Oh yeah, questions.
遅い。急ぐんだよ、こっちは。
Jesus fuck, Hanji.
再会か。
僕らはもう犯罪者だよ。今相手にしている敵は僕らを食べようとしてくるから殺すわけじゃない。考え方が違うから。
Doesn't necessarily make you criminals, it's just...
僕らはもういい人じゃないよ。
good, bad, it totally depends on your point of view, man.
この狭い壁の中でなぜ今まで戦争が起きなかったかわかるか。俺たち第一憲兵がこの汚い手で守ってきたんだよ。下手に利口な教師から空を飛ぼうとしたバカな夫婦も田舎の牧場にいたバイトも全部俺たちが消したから人類はやってこられた。
Wow.
Whoa. Everyone who might have gotten close to the truth.
Yeah.
こんなに痛かったんだな。俺をなぶり殺しにしてくれ。それが俺の血に染まった人生のすべてだ。
At least he's sort of self-aware.
おい、押すなよ。痛えな。王だの平和だの暑苦しいやつで、俺らは迷惑してたんだ。あんたたちでやつを殺してくれよ。
Wow.
ことで当たってんのに抜かりねえな。
Okay.
なあ、俺の牢にはベッドはあるのか。
Damn. Ruthless tactics.
Mm-hmm.
But effective.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
さあサネス、気を取り直そう。私も辛いけど頑張って拷問する。
レイスケが本当の王家だ。
Okay. Ready to spill the beans. Boom. Let's go.
He spilled one line, man.
Come on, more beans.
フレーゲルのやつどこまで。
What's gonna happen to these guys?
商人ってのは信用が売り物じゃなかったのかよ。
Yeah.
リヴァイの居場所を聞き出さなくてもよかったんですか。
黙ってても奴は出てくる。
わかるんですか。
俺が育てたからな。リヴァイ・アッカーマンはそういうやつだ。
Wait, what? Ackerman.
正当な王位継承者。
Isn't that Mikasa's last name?
Did
こいつだ。ヒストリア。今まですまなかった。
what?
Let's just quickly rewatch the last minute and then we'll talk about it, because I just want to make sure that everything we just heard, that's what actually went down, or read. You know what I mean. All right, there we go. That was the second episode. We just rewatched that last minute just to make sure that we got all the information and all the details, because it's like sometimes when you watch something and you get some sort of information, it just takes a few seconds for your brain to go like, there's something about that. Start processing it. And then you might miss like the next line or the next moment or something. But what we found out essentially there in the end is that Levi and Mikasa are related somehow.
Possibly, yeah. It seems they have the same last name.
They have the same last name, and then that must mean that Levi didn't really know his last name beforehand, because we know Mikasa's last name, and other people know that is Mikasa's last name, and no one has brought up the fact that they have the same last name before. So just by that logic, then that must mean that Levi doesn't know what his last name is, and this guy Kenny, he knows. It was definitely a reveal there.
Yeah, he said he raised him. So if he raised him and knew that his name was Levi Ackerman, then it could be like if he knew his father. For example, let's say they're half siblings.
Yeah.
Because we haven't heard that he's described as looking Asian. We know that Mikasa described as looking Asian because she's half Asian, as her mother was basically the last of people looking Asian. But we haven't...
Yeah, or from that part of the world at least, yeah.
Yeah, but we haven't really heard anything about, and it's very hard to see in anime style that if people are what they're supposed to, like what race they are, you know. So like the racial or ethnicity, sorry, that's what it's called. Like it's very hard to tell ethnicity, but let's just say that they have siblings. Let's say it was from an affair or a previous marriage or something like that, where the father had Levi with someone else, and he was like, I can't have him, and then basically just dropped him off at Kenny's. Or
perhaps,
like
but it looked like we also had like a very, very, very quick flashback at the beginning of the episode when Levi was like fleeing, or not fleeing, trying to get away from Kenny and the others, and just zooming around the city. It looked like he was sitting, or it was a kid. I'm thinking that might be Levi sitting on the floor, scared inside of a building, and then Kenny standing in a doorway. Kenny might have like rescued Levi from something the same way that Eren rescued Mikasa back in the day, and there could be some similarities there, and then them also hailing from the same father or mother or something is father most likely. Of course, we don't know anything other than that. That was just a reveal at the very end of the episode. Same last name. There might be something there. The rest is just hypothetical.
But he is older than Mikasa, right?
I'm fairly certain that he is older.
Because then it cannot be, because when Mikasa's mom was killed, she was pregnant. So it couldn't be like that.
No, not at all. Not at all. That wouldn't make sense.
No, exactly.
Yeah. So that was one of the revelations that we got, and we don't know much more than what we just talked about. And then also a pretty big one, that Historia's father, Lord Reis, he is like, that's the actual royal family right there, and that makes Historia the actual heir to the throne, and that's why he wanted her back. And at the very end, it seemed like he was, he said, I'm sorry, and he was happy. He embraced her, happy to see her again inside of this, looked like, I don't know, like a small room, hotel room or something, an apartment somewhere, and Eren was lying on the bed, and it was just like...
I was afraid he was just gonna kill her right there.
It's all so ominous and in the shadows, and it's like, what the fuck is going on? If he's like the real royalty, then what are all these other people that we've been seeing inside of this throne room? Who's sitting on the fucking throne? And why put up like a facade like that? But
let's say that was the king, or the king, and he's just posing as a king. So if anybody wants to annihilate him, or assassinate him, then they would assassinate the wrong king. And so maybe it could be because we know that they're very secretive and they're very like protective of everything and everyone. So it could be that they're just trying to protect him a little bit, like in Star Wars, where Amidala had a decoy.
Yes, and we've even seen them use body doubles just for Eren. And also Historia.
It's definitely like a possibility within these realms, I'd say.
Sure. It's just the why is that necessary, and the threats that they're facing, the royals, the people that we saw there. It's like they've had to do this for a while, keep up this facade as like there's this fake king, but they still have some sort of power, it seems like. But then we also heard, like, when they were like saw that throne room and got one of those scenes, then there was a message that Lord Reis had already taken care of it, or taken care of something, so you don't have to do it. So I think like they were merely using like the normal military police, like these fake royals. I don't know what to call them, and then Lord Reis, Historia's father, he was the one who hired Kenny.
Yeah.
Most likely. Sorry if that was just completely obvious.
But I was a bit confused because I feel like Levi was kind of asking him, "What are you doing?" Asking Kenny, "What are you doing in the military police?"
Yeah, that's also a really good question. Because like, if he slit the throats of so many military police, like now he's working with them, and how did Levi arrive at that conclusion that he's in the military police? Yeah.
If they kind of hired the military police, or like Kenny, but if Kenny is inside the military police, and he would have been hired with the military police, or I'm not really sure. It could be a translation thing. Honestly, it could be a translation thing with the subtitles.
Yeah,
I think it was a bit confusing.
There's a lot of information coming at us at a rapid pace.
Very rapid pace.
In this episode, and also the previous ones. And I'm sure like we just really need to get into like what the plot is going to look like, or what season 3 is giving us here at the beginning, and they just like no mercy, just throwing us right into it, which I definitely don't mind. It's extremely exciting, intriguing, exhilarating to just get thrown right into the thick of it, and just a lot of new information, and they're not just holding your hand at the beginning of the season and being like, okay, so this is all the stuff you need to like. Usually when you start a new season in any given series, they use the first episode to kind of ease you into things again. Not Attack on Titan. It's just boom, continuing right where we left off, and here's a lot of new information. Do with it what you will. They're suddenly doing that again here. But besides the crazy amount of information that we got, and stuff that's making our brains go like, Rrr! we also got some great action inside of this one, with the whole chase there through the city. That was so freaking well made. Got some brutal kills. But Levi wrecking shop is just, that dude is just so fucking deadly, so fast. And when he gets angry, or if he's backed up into a corner, then he's a quick thinker, that's for sure. And when he was inside of that bar as well, and with the shotgun, yeah, great scenes. And then Armin having to actually kill another human being, and I really like that they're also, kind of not remembering, but just including that element, that very realistic element of that's not a fucking easy thing.
No, because up until this point, they have just been trained to take out Titans, and we've been fed with this notion of that the Titans, they just want to eat people.
Yes, they're monsters.
So it's very easy to kind of like distance yourself from that, because it's basically like you take out the humanity. I don't know what the English word is, but like you dehumanize them in a way.
That's an English word, yeah.
Okay. And then you suddenly have to kill other people. Then it's suddenly like, well, and he was even questioning, because he shot that woman, and she hesitated shooting as well, and that's why he actually got to shooting her. And he was like, but she could have been a good person. And then there was that whole thing, and I really like Levi for being that person who was like, I'm not saying what's right or what's wrong, and who's good people, who's not.
Yeah.
And I don't even know it myself.
Yeah.
And like the way that he's like, yeah, but you have blood on your hands now, so you can't really back down from that, and
yeah, you can't go back, and
so kind of use it to your advantage.
Yeah, or at least, well, just accept the fact that 1, you did it, and you can't undo it, and 2, if you hadn't done it,
your
then
friend would have been dead. Yeah,
Sean would have been dead, and we would have lost one more person, and one person from this team. But it is very understandable that he's reacting the way that he is, and Sean was reacting that way as well, because it is something different, killing other human beings, and you don't really know what is right or wrong. Yeah, sorry.
I just think a small part of you dies, like when, or a huge part of you dies when it's a human, right? But if you kill other living beings, At least that's what I can tell from personal experience. Not that I've killed anyone like a person, but through my work I've killed animals.
You had to put down rats.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that is so hard, and I felt a tiny piece of me die every time.
Yeah.
And if it's a person, I can't even imagine. Even if it's just like in war and
or in self-defense.
On self-defense, that must feel.
It should, and it shouldn't be easy. It should never be easy to kill someone. That's like, I would say.
And then there's a whole point with like, well, we're criminals now, and the new Levi squad was like, oh, we're actually criminals at this point. And it felt like it was something they had to swallow, all of them.
Yeah, but it's to me, it's like it's based on your point of view again, where it's like criminals to who? And because they're criminals in the eyes of the military police and the royals, but we're talking about they are the enemy anyways. These people that see Levi squad as criminals, then it depends.
But it also it's also a bit like with people's upbringing, and because most of these people, they are raised within the walls.
Yeah.
And they are raised in a society and and having a government, and they have rules and everything. So that's kind of like when you grow up with these things, then it's very hard for you to, at least when it first dawns upon you, then it's a bit difficult to always like, wow, in the eyes of where we come from, we're basically criminals. And
I get that. That's probably what they meant by it. I'm just saying from our perspective, where we're sitting here, and in the grander scheme of things, I wouldn't necessarily call them criminals, but and again, with the whole, it's not that you're bad people, it's not that you're necessarily good people either. It really depends on the eye of the beholder, as you said, it depends on your point of view, as Obi-Wan would say. So it's complicated, really, really fucking complicated. It's watching these first 2 episodes of season 3. It definitely giving me that, like, it feels like my brain is being like squeezed from all sides, and I'm like just like trying to put things together, but every time you start thinking about stuff and go down a rabbit hole, and it becomes more and more confusing, and I don't know how to articulate my thoughts, at least all the time. So just to spare ourselves the more pain. Hey, there's the title of the episode. Then maybe we should just wrap it here, let it marinate, as I like to say, and then pick up next time, and maybe we've had a revelation or two when we reach that point. But do you have anything else you want to, again, one thing?
Someone said that they were gonna eat Eren.
Oh yeah, important detail.
And now I'm kind of, because of the ending, like the credit thing in the season 2, there were people with like, you saw like they look like the old Renaissance.
The credits. Okay, yeah.
That's what I said. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, sorry. I thought you just said the end of season.
So with like these old school Renaissance most mosaic, is that what it's called? I don't know what it's called, but like these
the imagery that you see there.
Yeah, and we saw it looked a bit like it was the royal family, and they were having like pieces of blood. It almost looked like hearts or something. Like they were sitting like this and having pieces of chunks of meat of some sort. And I couldn't help but think that they eat people.
When you watched it back then.
Yeah, and there was something off with this royal family and like these people within the capital and everything, that perhaps they were eating people. So when they said like they were going to eat Eren,
they are actually going to
perhaps
eat Eren.
Yeah, and it was maybe, and that's the thing. Like I really when they said it, I was like, oh, are they actually going to eat him? Because I kind of put it together with the ending of the credits of it. I might be wrong. definitely, I might be wrong, but
yeah,
it's
just
a weird thing to say, you know.
It is, but it's another piece of information that is just given to us, and we don't know how to put it into context really, or what it means. It's another one of those things that's at least squeezing on my brain and making me all confused right before bedtime. Not good.
All in good time.
All in good time. We'll get to it. It's just we want to try to make sense of everything that we watch, and we try to process it like immediately after watching. But sometimes it's just, I feel really stupid right now, but we're probably supposed to be confused at this point. So that's gonna do it for this reaction and review of Attack on Titan Season 3, Episode 2. Thank you guys so much for watching as always, and we'll see you very soon. Bye.
Bye.